This week on the 400th episode of the Jock and Nerd Podcast, Christopher Nolan finds a studio for his next movie. The director of the upcoming Dune movie takes shots at Marvel, and Disney comes up empty-handed at the Emmys. Plus a review of episode 6 of Marvel's What If, and a whole bunch more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, September 20th, 2021.
Hey, what's up? It's Taylor Gray, the voice of Ezra Bridger on Star Wars Rebels, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up.
Jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, indeed. What's up, listener? Welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, the podcast that makes you go, oh, yeah, where we deliver comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
And, well, the shipment of variants came in from Amazon on time, and he's back. Rug Boy is back. What's up, Rugs?
Yeah, what did I miss?
Not much.
I just remember coming through a little time warp, and now I'm here.
Yeah, there was a white void, and then you were like, nothing happened. Don't worry about it. It's fine. The variants don't know their variants. That's key.
No, I don't know anything different. Nothing is different at all.
As far as you're concerned, everything continued as normal.
Absolutely.
And, gentlemen, I have to say that right there is the 400th time we have opened this podcast.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
What? Oh, if I would have known we were doing it for the 400th time, it'd come up with something funny.
Yeah, you know what? I had no clue.
Nobody
Even
knows.
though it says in the show notes
right
that this
there.
is episode
Do-over.
400.
No, let's start over again. Hey, welcome. Look, is it a big deal? I don't know. It's 400 episodes. We've been doing this for 6.5 years.
Does that mean something to you? 400. That's like a lot.
I feel
Seems like
like,
a lot.
you know what? When we were hitting like 50 and 100, we were making a big deal. And then we should have been making a big deal now when we're hitting 300 and 400. But now I'm just like, but it's just another episode. I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going, right?
Yeah, we
Like
just keep going.
It's going to keep going until one of us dies.
It's yes.
You wanna be off the cuff on this one for real quick?
Yes, go ahead. It's 400.
It's 400. And I was on YouTube and I see that Marvel's Hit Monkey trailer just came out.
Oh, yeah.
I just put it in the show notes. If you
Okay.
want to watch it real quick and do a live reaction right after, you can edit out our watching it for 51 seconds.
Let's do it. I did watch it earlier. You guys watch it. We will time jump and talk
What
about
is it, a monkey?
It's called Hit Monkey. I will explain. Okay, Anthony, let me give you a little just backstory on this Marvel's Hit Monkey. This is actually the last of the Marvel TV Jeff Loeb set of shows. If you recall, Marvel and Hulu had a deal to do. It was like Howard the Duck, MODOK, which actually got
was
made.
released.
Yeah,
I didn't watch MODOK.
Tigra and
Apparently it was funny.
Dazzler. And MODOK was great. MODOK was fantastic. I loved it. And then they were going to do The Offenders, right?
Yeah.
All that shit got canceled. And
Except MODOK.
And I had no idea that they were still working on Hit Monkey. They made this announcement like 2 years ago. So they were still working on this show. Here's a quick description of this show. Inspired by the comics, Hit Monkey follows Japanese snow monkey, voiced by Fred Tatasciore, who becomes a top assassin in a quest for vengeance against the criminal underworld in Tokyo.
Isn't it Fred Tacitori?
Tatasciore? No, it's spelled
I think it's-
Tatasciore.
It's
know about
Teddy
it.
Rigatoni.
I think it's
Teddy
Tacitori, but whatever.
Tatasciore. Anyways, there's a dead American contract killer voiced by Jason Sudeikis of Ted Lasso. What did you think about this? Really, it's violent. There's Uzis, the monkeys jumping around and killing people, it looks like.
I really don't give a shit.
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of
Floppy job.
I'm not really. It didn't really thrill me.
It looks cute and everything, but I mean, I don't know. Unless you tell me to watch it, I'm probably not going to.
Anthony, what'd you think?
Yeah, they were doing that whole Offenders thing, which I thought might have been interesting, maybe. I know the MODOK series got some pretty good reviews. I actually haven't watched it. This looks fine. It's definitely different. I never even knew Hit Monkey was a character in Marvel.
Yeah, it's very obscure.
Very, very obscure. The only thing is like right now everything is so interconnected, and you know that this isn't, at least
right
for now.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, why would I watch this if I'm so invested in the Marvel cinematic?
Because you want to
universe?
see monkeys, man.
You want to see monkeys with an Uzi killing people.
Yeah.
What's better than that? Hitmonkey
It's
only...
a macaw.
Only...
It is a monkey.
Oh,
yes.
he's a macaw. Well, Hitmonkey only introduced in the comics in 2010, so he's relatively new.
Oh, wow.
New character. Ruggs, I was waiting for you to make an observation, a comment on the frame rate, because boy, in this trailer, it is very jittery, low frame rate.
Yeah, it's choppy as fuck.
It's very choppy, which is weird for a show that has like a lot of action in it. I don't know if this might even bother me watching the low frame rate.
To be honest with you, I'm half asleep right now, and so I'm not paying attention to things as much as I normally
that
would.
makes sense.
I can't even say sentences right now.
Jesus Christ, Ruggs, are you okay? Somebody get him a Valium. Oh, no, he doesn't need a Valium. Get him some cocaine.
I wish I could have coffee, but then I won't be able to go to sleep.
Third world. First world problems, Ruggs.
First, we have third world problems.
They have coffee in the third world. Anyways, this is coming out on Hulu on November 17th, and I don't even know if I'm bored. If I've watched everything else, there's nothing else, so I'll give it a spin. But I was like,
I just like that I mentioned coffee and there was complete silence.
I don't drink coffee.
No
Fun
beer?
fact: I've drank maybe one sip of coffee my entire
You're
life.
not a coffee
wow.
guy. Yeah, there's people that aren't coffee people.
You're
sometimes.
not a caffeinated person.
Question them. What about
No.
soda? Nothing? No
I'll
caffeine.
have soda, but not like.
Well,
I don't
it's
have
pretty
it around.
okay. I'll tell you what it's like, Anthony. It's like when you snort Adderall. It's the same shit.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
like in the club.
Well, I stick it up my asshole. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
That
is it the
lasts a
same
little
as that?
longer. Yeah, it lasts a little longer than that.
is that what a coffee enema would feel like?
I mean, I only know from description.
Well, you
Never
got
tried it.
You got to use those coffee beans that you got to pick out of the shit of the monkeys. That's like the best coffee. That's like fucking $100 a pound for that coffee.
Oh, that shit coffee.
The shit coffee is definitely, and monkey shit specifically, because there's
I
other
feel like we
animal
talked
shit
about
coffee.
the shit coffee before.
We did talk about it. Anyways, Hit Monkey.
Who would have thought the 400th episode we would have brought up shit coffee again?
400 listener.
Jock and Nerd.
Actually, if you listen to this for 400 episode, you probably aren't surprised we brought up shit coffee again. With the amount of dick jokes we make, and
Do we make a dick
I mean,
joke
we have-
yet? It's late.
we have dick jokes. We have farting noises at the end of the show. We've talked about your pubes.
I usually mention boobs at some point.
Yeah.
It's like it's in the contract. And Ron said,
Yes, twice every half an hour.
It's why Manscaped sponsors us.
you got to open with a dick joke. You got to say boobs, and
Otherwise, you're
That's about
fired. I'm getting another variant to replace you. But somebody posted this in our Facebook group, so thanks for posting that and letting us know Hit Monkey's coming out. All right, let's get into some other shit. I wanted to talk about some directors of film, some filmmakers. Yeah, one person in particular, Christopher Nolan, who's had quite a story going on since the pandemic. Remember Tenet?
yes,
Yeah, I hated that movie.
Yeah, remember how everybody
I wish he
hated
was
Tenet?
evicted.
Yes. Remember how he tried to, keep the pandemic at bay by insisting only to release Tenet in the theaters? Well, that also, he tangled with Warner Brothers when they decided to release all their 2021 movies day and date. He called it a very stupid move. He did not like that, was not happy with that. Ultimately, cost Warner Brothers Christopher Nolan as he left. And he's had this movie that he's been shopping around. So he's finally landed on a suitor for the movie. The next movie he wants to make is about J. Robert Oppenheimer, one of the guys credited with being the, quote, father of the atomic bomb for his role in the Manhattan Project, right?
right.
So he's doing another historical period piece, kind of like Dunkirk. So he shopped this around everybody, Apple, Netflix, all the big studios. Finally settles on Universal Studios. They're going to make this movie.
Right.
Why Universal? Well, turns out he had a kind of a interesting list of demands for his next studio partner.
And they said yes, I guess.
And Universal, probably the only one to agree with this. Here's what director Chris Nolan wants for this next movie.
Okay, number one, no chairs.
No chairs. Everybody stands. And I don't even want to see you looking at the floor. Yes. No stools either.
Yes.
Not only is everyone going to stand, they're going to be on stilts. Everybody wear stilts
Yes.
while we shoot this.
And there is no such thing as time limits. We shoot as long as we need to.
Yes. Minimum 400 takes on every
Yes.
scene.
Oh, shit.
Jesus. Well, it's almost that crazy, okay?
All right, let's see what he says.
Number one, demand total creative control.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's not horrible.
It's not going to happen.
Doesn't
but
want
yeah.
to get screwed. He wants at least 100 to maybe even 120-day theatrical window
Holy shit.
for this movie in a day when theatrical windows are shortening to 45 days. He is trying to hang on to the theater experience.
Okay.
So he wants like at least 90, 100, 120 days. He wants a $100 million budget and a $100 million marketing spend on the movie. He wants 20% of first dollar gross. And get this part's crazy. A blackout period where the studio would not release another movie for 3 weeks before and 3 weeks after his movie comes out.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck?
What?
This is kind of nutty. What do you guys think of these demands? Is he, first of all, let's talk about Nolan, because is he?
He's got a huge set of elephant balls.
He's got balls
because
he's got
his last movie didn't really. I mean, wasn't really a crowd pleaser.
No, it wasn't,
and it wasn't really a box office hit. Yes, the pandemic was also a factor, but I mean, lots of other films have come out in the pandemic. His was the first, so somebody had to go first. But he also burned a lot of bridges when HBO and wanted to release the movie on HBO Max.
Yeah,
and he just went off on them and was
he
insulting
shit-talked them. Yeah,
He so you don't want to be known as a shit talking asshole who like made a not the greatest movie. But I guess he is Christopher Nolan, and he does have great movies under his belt. So they're rolling the dice, and it's probably a pretty safe bet.
Well, Anthony, here's the question. Is Nolan still one of like the greatest directors of our time? Or did he, like Michael Tchaikovsky posted in the Facebook group, did he peak in Inception and maybe has nothing left in the tank?
Well, time will tell, right?
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, I think he is considered one of the best of our time. He may have peaked, but, we'll see. As far as the list of demands, I mean, it seems crazy, but in an age where directors are, things are studio driven and big franchise driven, if a guy like him makes it into to a point in his life where he can make these demands and studios are willing to bend over backwards for him,
well,
that's the dream, right? As a director.
Well, but it's also unclear whether Universal is going to agree to these demands right now.
I would say, I mean, it seems like the 100 days, it seems like we're moving in a different direction, but he's all about the movie theater experience. I think Universal's probably doing it. First off, Christopher Nolan, for the most part, other than Tenet, big name, usually a decent pretty good box office draw. And they want to get in business with him and, be a part of multiple projects, probably.
I think the hardest pill for them to swallow is going to be that 20%. That's a lot of dough they're going to be handing him over.
Yeah, that's a lot. First dollar gross. This Hollywood Reporter article is interesting. It's a little bit, does sound like he's a little bit being a diva. He's a little bit being a whiny.
You know what the thing is? It's like, this is great for creative people.
Yeah,
this is great for the auteur director. This is great for getting creativity back into Hollywood. Where they're like, he's saying like, back off studios. I want to make my movie. And I love that. But at the same time, I'm like, is he going to make a fucking confusing ass movie that no one wants to watch?
Well, that's the thing. Like, Tenet is, it's an amazingly ambitious, technically amazing made thing, dealing with a thing in time travel that I'd never seen anybody do. But he forgets about, there's no characters. There's nobody to get to know. He just shoehorns a clunky story to be like, look what I can do, kind of, and forgets about the characters entirely. Is this the path
it's one of those things
on?
where he's coming off a bad film, so now we're kind of questioning
right
all these demands and his cachet in the industry. But as Rugg said, and I kind of hinted at earlier, like, this is good though if you want to support directors making the films they want to make and not having studios, interfere with what they're doing and what their vision is. So I think creatives, this is what all creatives in the industry would aspire to be. Yeah, right. They want to be able to do what he's doing, and he's proving you can still do it.
Well, yeah. Like, if it was a Steven Spielberg asking for this, we'd be like, yeah, give it to him.
Spielberg would get it. What's his name?
Cameron? Maybe James Cameron?
James Cameron gets
makes
it.
These fucking
the guy that made the
Avatar
Netflix
movies.
movie. What's his face? Scorsese gets
Martin
it
Scorsese
still.
would be, up there. So apparently, though, these demands, it's simply, as this article, the Hollywood Reporter says, many of the conditions he was accustomed to enjoying at Warner Brothers. Anyway, so they were treating him well, it sounds like, and he just wants the same deal. But not with Warner Brothers anymore because he doesn't like them.
Well, and maybe NBC gets in bed with him. Maybe the Peacock starts getting
streaming on the Cock.
First movie rights after. So.
And Peacock could use some hot things to get people, I guess.
This could be great for the Cock. You know what the other people are calling it the Cock now, by the way?
Oh, of course. It's the best.
We started that.
Yeah, I think we did.
I've heard a lot of people call it the Cock.
I think it started here instantly. The day they revealed that name, we were calling it the Cock because we're like,
that's all you can really call it.
We're like,
it's the worst name.
What kind of name is this? What are you doing? I watched it on the Cock. Anyways, listener, let us know what you think about Nolan and his demands. You can join the conversation. You can meet all our awesome, fun listeners in our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. It's a private group just for you. And one of our listeners and group members, J. Ness Rhymes, has been posting these awesome photos he's been taking. Have you guys seen the action figure photography from J. Ness Rhymes with Batman and Catwoman? What do you think of those? They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the composition. I like the lighting.
I think they're awesome. You should keep doing it.
Yeah, no, you got something good there, Jay. Keep doing it. Rhymes. He should also be a rapper with that name, J. Ness Rhymes. Yo, I'm Jay Rhymes. Jay Rhymes killing it with the action figure photography.
I haven't seen one picture.
Oh, you got to go in the
Facebook.
group.
Oh, there it is, right here. I see one now.
They're kind of like sexy photos of Batman and Catwoman canoodling.
It's a little risque.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't know if I can look at these.
I like it. Be careful. Be careful. Don't start searching Catwoman. Okay, let's move on to another director who has a movie coming out and recently took a shot at the Marvel movies, as do directors when they have movies coming out to get, publicity.
Yeah, it seems like,
right?
Seems like that's the thing now.
It works. If you got a movie coming out, you just say, Marvel movies suck, and now everybody's looking at you.
Well, you got to get into the headlines. You got to make news.
That's the only way to do it.
You gotta throw rocks at the king.
Yeah, you gotta go for the king. This time, who's gunning for the king? Denis Villeneuve, who is
nice French name.
Who is gonna?
Or I like to call him Denis.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah. It's one. His name is one little line away from being penis.
Penis.
You just add a little line to the bottom of the D.
Oh my God! You add a little extender there. Yeah. Easy to graffiti into Penis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
Anyways, the guy's doing Dune. It's coming out soon. We'll talk about the trailer because it's dope. But he recently has been quoted as saying, quote, "There are too many Marvel movies that are nothing more than a cut and paste of others." And then in a separate interview, he said, quote, "The problem today, well, if you're talking about Marvel, the thing is all these films are made from the same mold. Some filmmakers can add a little color to it, but they're all cast in the same factory. It doesn't take anything away from the movies, but they are formatted." To which I say he's absolutely right. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong
with that statement. Also, ironic though, the guy who says this is cut and paste is making a movie about a book that he probably wants to franchise.
Oh shit!
I find that a little ironic and maybe a little hypocritical.
And the funny thing about Dune is like Dune's been like used as inspiration so many times. It's gonna, when you watch it, it's gonna be like, this looks really familiar and it seems formulaic. Well,
we will
because
get into that as people are gonna be like, he stole from Star Wars. No, it's the other way around.
Nope.
Comment, Anthony. What do you think about the cut and paste? And is this just a publicity stuff? I feel like this is the go-to thing.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel, there is a formula that sometimes we've referenced in our reviews of what they like to stick to. They are. I will say that Marvel's definitely outreaching into different genres and different things. Like, for instance, one of my friends who isn't a big Marvel fan was like, I loved Black Widow and I loved Shang-Chi because Shang-Chi was a martial arts film and it just happened to be a Marvel film. And Black Widow was a James Bond film and happened to be James Bond or Marvel. So I think he is right. There is the formula, there is the format, but it also is like, maybe he got asked about it. I'm not sure the context. I'd have to read the interview, but it does seem like he's just throwing, as the kids say, shade at Marvel to boost his own clout. Yeah. He's trying to gain some clout with this Dune and get into headlines. And I guess it's all kind of fair game when you're trying to make some money, right?
And at some point down the line, DC or Marvel, they may come to him with a lot of money going, you want to make this movie? And he's going to do it. He's never going to get it.
They're not doing that.
Never.
They're not going to go to Denis.
Well,
they're not going to go to Denis.
Denis has burned his bridge now with them, so.
Like,
Denis.
First of all, Denis is like, he's already accomplished. Like, he's not going to go and then go into like the whole thing with Marvel, like telling him what to do. It's just, that's like for a young director that needs to,
he's not doing that.
If you were working on a Marvel movie, is like when you're a young director, you need to pay down payment on your mortgage. Like,
right.
You need, I need to buy a house now.
Loans.
I've been doing this
Give me
shit.
a movie.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you want.
What they've been targeting has been up and coming directors that are making smaller films and doing really well, and then giving them their shot at the big time. They kind of they lucked out with Chloe Zhao because I don't know if they knew that she was going to win an Oscar.
Right.
So that was kind of a luck thing, but
she's still a newcomer.
And then they're like kind of making a reclamation project out of Sam Raimi right now.
Yeah,
giving him back
career. Yeah.
Normally, they're not. If Denis Villeneuve directs a Marvel film, I will get your name tattooed on my lower back.
Shit. You heard it, listener. We have that.
The only time that you have autonomy when you're filmmaking is when you're either making shit that nobody ever sees as an independent, or when you get to the level of Denis.
Yeah,
and you can like kind of write your own ticket, or like or Nolan or anything like that.
He also did a franchise film too.
He did Blade Runner. Exactly. I was thinking about that. 2049.
Yeah, and it was excellent.
Yeah,
but long and boring, but excellent.
I thought Arrival was a great film by him.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Arrival. A lot of people don't like that movie. I love Arrival.
I like Arrival a lot.
No, I like his work. Let's talk about the trailer. As far as the Marvel movies, look, it's a shared universe. And I've said before, they're not really into making great standalone movies. They're making chapters. They all are kind of the same, but there's variety in the sameness. And I think Shang-Chi is kind of a great example of like using the formula, but just doing it really well. And there's a little bit of variety, but you kind of knew what was going to happen. But you know what you're walking into at the same time.
Yeah, at this point, it's been over 10 years.
Yeah,
so.
You know exactly what you're going to get, and they deliver 100%. Anthony, I made you watch this Dune trailer that's been out for a while.
Yes, I saw the original one a while back.
Oh, the trailer? The short one?
The trailer where it was when it was supposed to come out during last December.
It was supposed to come out December 2020. This thing is now in theaters and HBO Max October 22nd. So in about a month, it's going to be great. What is your impression of this? Now, we talked about how this is the original cliche king where everybody stole shit from, and you kind of see that in the trailer. I'm wondering what your impression is watching it.
Seems like a lot. I mean, I didn't really understand. I've never read Dune, so I wasn't able to grasp the plot all the way, other than like this Timothée Chalamet comes from a family that he's kind of destined to do something, and he has to defend his people against someone that's assassinating his family or trying to take over.
He's dreaming about Zendaya and seeing her, and he's got to find her, and there's like the two families, in the two worlds.
Yeah. So if I put on my Oscar hat, definitely a great cast, or at least a very eclectic cast. You got Timothée Chalamet. It looks like Javier Bardem. There's Zendaya.
Oscar Isaac.
Batista.
Jason Momoa is in this.
Jason Momoa.
Great cast.
So a lot of big names. Hopefully this does well, and we could see it maybe, last year's Oscar films, as Imran mentioned when we were talking about them, were all, you wanted to cry after every single one of them.
You wanted to kill yourself.
So hopefully we can get a film like this, that's just like a big budget film that's also really well made. I like Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would be, if I was back as Roman Polanski, Anthony.
Yeah.
I would be super excited
I just like
about
that
this.
you keep invoking his
Again, it's the wrong person you really want to align yourself with, but whatever.
So if I was that guy, I'd be really pumped, and I'd be like all over this, and I probably would have told you guys about this. But since I'm back to just Popcorn Joe Anthony or whatever.
Clubbing Anthony.
DJ Pauly D Anthony.
Club Anthony.
Right now I'm just like, oh, yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, I'll maybe watch it. But I'm not as excited about it as I would have been a year ago.
Ruggs, you're the big Dune guy. What'd you think? To me, the ships, the grasshopper ships, the epic scale of this looks fucking amazing. You got Geek Boner or Floppy Jock?
No, I like it. I think I wished it was more colorful. I still think that the palette is
It's all brown.
it's a little bit too brown. But I
Brown.
It's
brown.
Why are you saying it like that?
I don't know. I just when I say brown, I like to emphasize it.
Okay.
It is brown.
It's brown. It is brown and dark.
Because your poop is brown
Poop is brown.
sometimes.
If it's not, go see a doctor.
If you ate spinach, it's not. It looks a little bit brown, but like I would like to see some intense colors. But I said, Dune it was said to be unfilmable.
Yeah.
Right. And it looks pretty filmable now.
It looks pretty filmable.
Looks like they got it. So
I mean, the giant ships with like the groups of troops sitting in front of it looks just like Star Wars. Like clearly, you
this
can
is
see
Game of Thrones in space.
it's Game of Thrones meets Star. You can see the influence on all the things that came after this from this trailer. You can see
It's
how
world building.
Yeah.
It's intrigue. I mean, this is about what happens to humanity thousands and thousands of years in the future when we've gone out to space and populated all of these planets, and now they're looking for the spice.
you got the valuable commodity of spice that needs
everybody's
to be.
fighting over
Everyone
it.
wants
So
spice.
in Game of Thrones, it was the Iron Throne. The spice is now like the Iron Throne here.
In this movie, it's cinnamon
Yeah, well,
or
it's-
nutmeg.
I think it makes you powerful.
You know how
and
expensive saffron is? You ever buy saffron? It's like gold prices.
I call it space coke.
Space
The best
Coke.
saffron is made. Some of the best saffron's made in Afghanistan.
Yeah, and well, some of the best heroin also. They got all those poppy fields.
Yeah, a lot of opiates
But
out
like
there.
making Indian food, my mom, I'd have to buy saffron, and they sell it in a little tiny crack vial, and literally you get like 4 strands of this thing, and it's like $30. I'm like, the fuck is this shit?
I don't even know if I've ever had saffron.
If you had biryani, you've had saffron.
Gesundheit.
It's a very floral thing. Anyways, I don't know what the spice is in the movie. It's probably saffron.
Well, the spice melange
Turmeric.
is like it's like space coke. I think I told you about this. In the future, they've outlawed like robots, artificial intelligence.
Oh, okay.
So they need that. What they need to do is they create these like cloned bioengineered humans with these huge brains, and the spice is what allows them to think and make the calculations so they can do warping and shit, and they can travel fast. So they
Wow.
need like this spice. That's like one of the biggest uses of it is they need this spice to like, it's basically space coke. It like gives you like supercharges your fucking abilities.
Wow,
So-
no artificial intelligence. That's a good move. We should do that too.
Yeah, they got rid of all that shit.
You avoid the Matrix that way and Terminator, Judgment Day. Avoid a lot of things that way.
Everything's bioengineering.
I also love the use of the Pink Floyd song because it's fucking trippy, and this trailer is trippy, and this movie looks trippy. I thought it was a great choice.
I can't wait to hear what the actual score sounds like.
Right? Yeah. No, I mean, it looks epic. So October 22nd, you can watch it from the comfort of your couch.
Your fucking couch.
Your fucking couch.
October 22nd?
October 22nd, in about a
Oh,
month.
wow.
A month this
Fuck
movie's
your
out.
couch.
Oh,
Fuck
also,
your couch.
here's a deal you can take advantage of in the next 3 days listening to the show. HBO Max has cut its prices in half.
Oh.
$7.50 a month for the next 6 months if you subscribe by September 26th. This is a $15 base that they're cutting in half to $7.50
Wow.
a month for I don't know how long, maybe a year. It's pretty
Wow.
good. Wow. That's
Well, they were
wow.
pricey.
Yeah, they are the priciest. So and I believe this movie coming out on HBO Max is actually helping. People are excited. They're signing up. And with this deal, I think they're going to get a bunch more subscribers, making a good push on the
I
Netflix.
thought Dune was only theaters. That's coming out.
No, it's coming out in the theater because
Both, right?
yeah, it's coming out both. And they were suing them at one point. I think they had an agreement, but it'll
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve.
he was not. He was also
really
not happy,
upset.
just like Nolan. Yeah, when they made this thing.
And he was the one saying like he made this with the intent for it to be in movie theaters. And
I
he was
think the
pissed.
theater money may be good now. We're going to talk about Shang-Chi, and the movie's making money right now. I think that in a month, the time is right for a big screen spectacle. Like this is clearly a movie you want to watch on a big screen. the scope.
Sure.
Well, the only problem though is it's day and date release in.
So that's
with
going to hurt a little
HBO
bit.
Max.
Yeah. And it's long.
I'll go to the theater to see it.
It's 2.5 hours. Is the other
I'll
thing.
stay at home.
I'm gonna stay home. Fuck that. That's the
I'm
other
gonna
problem.
have to pee in the middle of this.
So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how much this movie's going to make. That's a good, because obviously it's got a big budget.
2.5 hours. I might want to watch it from home.
I don't know. This one's I don't know. I really couldn't give you. I don't think it'll make a ton of money.
So that's interesting because the movies making money right now consistently at the box office week after week are two movies that are not available on streaming or not day and days released. And that is Shang-Chi and Free Guy still making the money. Both of them still only in theaters, I believe. Shang-Chi, number one, third week in a row.
Oh, shit.
Made another $20 million. Right now, it is domestic, sitting at $176 million. We mentioned Black Widow, its entire domestic run, $180 million. Shang-Chi could be the first movie to crack $200 million domestically in the pandemic.
Geek boner.
I think it'll do it. It's 3 weeks. It's already at 176.
Wow.
Yeah, it's doing really well. The only issue for Shang-Chi is it probably won't get released in China.
Yeah, that's easily a couple of $100 million of loss.
I think China usually is like 20% of the the earnings.
It's definitely $100 million or more they would make there easily. Worldwide, it's at 288 right now on a budget of $150 million?
They got to be really happy. I mean, Shang-Chi
Killing it.
especially coming off of Black Widow, where I don't know how much they made. I mean, not including
The Disney Plus premiere.
Disney Plus. Yeah, it's tough to know what they really did, but there was a lot of the Black Widow wasn't universally liked, but it seems like Shang-Chi is universally liked. It's a new character, and it's making a bunch of money in the pandemic. So Marvel, if you're Marvel, you got to be like ecstatic because you were trying to basically create a new franchise, and you have.
I mean, they killed it with a new character. And I think, again, we talked about it last week. This is why people are going back. They're telling their friends. They're going to see it again. Fucking John Campea has seen the movie 7 times, apparently, is what he said. And he's like, okay,
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
done now.
Wow.
Yeah, he really, again, loves this movie.
John Campea and Lensations going to movies
Oh, yeah.
more than 2 times.
Hey, God bless him. That's how you keep the movie industry going. So last week, Anthony, we reviewed
Yes.
Marvel Zombies. What If, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember, or did you black that out?
No, I remember.
Oh, good. Okay, your memory's still there. Ruggs, you missed that one. What did you think of the Marvel Zombies, real quick?
It was fine.
Just okay. It's okay.
I liked it. No,
Yeah.
there was some good parts to it.
Okay.
There was some fun, but I just didn't like that they didn't resolve things. I don't like they're not ending this shit anymore.
We'll get into that. Don't worry, because yes, that is a nitpick I've started to notice too.
That's what I liked about the Doctor Strange episode.
Yes.
It resolved it at the end and had a sad ending. I'm like, okay, so this story's over.
We'll be reviewing this week's episode with Killmonger, but yeah, that is a criticism I've heard, and I kind of agree with. Anthony, remember when we were talking about that episode, you were like, this is, it's so great because they would never do this in live action. So what a great medium to bring these crazy Marvel Zombies story to life. Well, they might be doing it live action.
Oh, shit.
According to one Mark Millar, Mr. Mark Millar has insider sources, and he's claiming that Marvel Studios may be developing a live action adaptation of Marvel Zombies. His quote is, if my sources are correct, a little live action Marvel Zombies further down the line, but you never heard that from me.
What?
He's like, you didn't hear that from me, but they might be making a live action Marvel Zombies.
Okay, well, we heard it from you.
We heard it from you. You're the one that said it. I don't know why you say you didn't hear it from you.
All right.
What do you guys think? Can you see the MCU ever doing something that was so violent and graphic, and parts of it were disturbing?
I mean, I'm burnt out on zombies in general.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I guess this is different because they allow them to retain their powers.
They're different zombies, yes.
So it's like another vehicle to try and get people to fight each other, but it's not 100%. So you're never getting the real fight. You're always getting some kind of
Elseworlds fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an alternate timeline. And, in the comic book, they talked. They had full capacity of their brains to have dialogue. They were just wanted flesh. But Anthony, too dark for like an MCU live action.
I mean, you could PG-13 it, but then it would lose some of the zombie funness of zombies. I have a hard time believing they're going to make a live action zombies.
Imagine like a Walking Dead in a Marvel show. It could be a show, maybe, or a movie. I just thought it was interesting.
I don't know if they'll do that. I don't know. I don't think.
Are you jazzed about it, Imran? I mean, do you want this?
No, I don't know why I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, I'm like, are we like just faking the funk and trying to act excited about this?
Yeah, no. Well, that's what I want to know. Would this be an exciting project?
I enjoy the what if, but I don't think.
Yeah, 20 minutes is fine.
Right.
Live action zombies is you're almost jumping the shark.
I don't know how much story you can put in to pad it out. We are going to see horror shit in Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness, so let's see what that.
We'll see that. We'll see some. Yeah. We'll see it in Blade, but zombies is like. Yeah, I don't know. The zombies is kind of played out.
Listen, you can blame Robert fucking Kirkman for zombies being played out.
There are people who love zombies that are just yelling at the whatever they're listening to right now.
Listen, it's entirely Kirkman's fault. I'm still watching The Walking Dead. By the way,
I can't believe that.
Yes, season 11, last season. All right. Anyways, speaking of the streaming shows, let's briefly, I wanted to talk about some Emmy results because yesterday they held. I think it was the 73rd annual Emmy Awards, and I'm just gonna assume everybody watched it. You watched it, right? Yeah, everybody watched it. It's like
yesterday.
It's like a football game.
Definitely.
Everybody watched it. I watched it.
That was must see TV for this guy.
Yeah, no,
I was picking lint out of my belly button.
I know it's appointment television.
I was really busy.
Roman Polanski Anthony was sitting there with popcorn. Anyways, whatever. It was a return to their in person. Remember last year it was all crazy COVID streaming, and they had people standing outside people's houses in hazmat suits with Emmys teasing them.
No, I don't remember that.
That was fucking stupid.
It was so weird. So they do it in a tent in person. Cedric the Entertainer hosting Lil Dicky.
Shit.
Lil Dicky showed up in the beginning. LD Dave doing some rapping about his show and about all the Emmy shows. It was whatever. It was fine. It was amusing. The Cedric bits were okay. I don't know. Here's where it pertains to us. The Mandalorian. WandaVision going into the competition with a leading 23 nominations for WandaVision, 24 nominations for The Mandalorian. Most. Going in with the most. Going in hot. They walk away with absolutely nothing. They won nothing in the primetime Emmys. It's not entirely true. WandaVision won a couple of creative Emmys before the ones they do that's not on TV. That happens like earlier in the day. Doesn't count. Primetime Emmy-wise.
What did they lose to?
Here's this year's big winners. First of all, WandaVision was in limited series category. Mandalorian was in drama series. Big winners this year on the comedy side. Ted Lasso sweeps everything. Roy Kent won. The lady who owns the team, Rebecca, she won. Ted Sudeikis wins Best Actor. Ted Lasso wins Best Comedy. On the drama side, where The Mandalorian was competing against, big winners, The Crown on Netflix, and Mayor of Easttown, and Hacks from HBO.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So, a little bit of
floppy jock
for their Emmys, but they legit, they got beat up by better shows. What do you got to do? I mean, Ted Lasso is the juggernaut this year. I love the fucking show. Season 2 is fantastic. I like
that on Apple.
It's on Apple
I gotta
TV
get through
Plus.
that. I gotta get through that second season.
Everybody's talking about Ted Lasso. It is the fucking water cooler conversation. They did a weird episode with Coach Beard. I loved it. I love it all. It's delightful. So it's a juggernaut, and they had to deal with Ted Lasso. Nobody could beat the Ted Lasso.
I think it's good, but I don't know why people are just heaping praise on it. It's just crazy.
It's just different. It's just like, here's the thing. The second season has less Ted Lasso, and I think I like it a little bit more because he's great in small doses. He's a little bit too much with his sayings and his phrases, but the other characters are so good. They're so interesting. You care about them. Roy Kent is just amazing. He's the best.
Yeah, he's the best character on there.
Roy fucking Kent. He makes you want to swear in a British accent. He's fantastic. So, yeah, Emmys were a bust for...
He was a writer.
Yeah, he was a writer, wrote Roy Kent, and got cast as Roy Kent, and won the Emmy for playing Roy Kent last night. So
that's great.
It's a lot of Roy Kent.
Anthony, I think you would like the show. Do you know the premise?
No.
Premise is, it's kind of a hokey premise. American football coach goes to London to coach a soccer team. He knows nothing about soccer or England or anything, right?
Yeah.
There's your setup. So,
it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Here's your basic premise, though.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's fucking charming as fuck. Some people don't like it. Some people don't like Jason Sudeikis and just want to punch him in the face. I get that. I can see that. But it's a great show. You know what else is great? Our podcast merch you could get at our TeePublic shop.
Jock and Nerd.
Visit jockandnerd.com/shop. Get yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt, a mug. There is a sale this week, September 22nd to 27th, all remainder of this week. You can get $13 t-shirts, $14 tote bags, $11 mugs, classic hoodies, $35. It's going to get cold. They'll keep you warm, and you can promote the show.
One day when weed is universally legal, we'll have Jock and Nerd weed.
Oh, I can't wait. Kevin Smith got to do that. I was so jealous. They have a Jay and Silent Bob. There's a couple of strains, and he's like selling them out of his own dispensary. One day.
You can only dream.
We got goals,
One day.
people. In the meantime, visit our TeePublic shop. Buy some shit.
Goals.
Hashtag goals. Take a picture if you buy something. I want to see it. Okay, last thing in the news. I kind of have to bum everybody out because I wanted to talk about some celebrities. We have a lot of celebrity deaths recently.
Jesus Christ.
A lot of talented people passing, old people and then young people suddenly and other. But the most recent one kind of hit close to home here, connected to the show. If you're a longtime listener to the show, you will have heard this several times. I'm going to play it now.
Okay, well, look, wait.
Yes.
Don't associate the show with him. He was not connected to the show.
But he is.
In a very, 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 very,
It
very,
is something.
very small...
It is something that connects us to this person.
Sure. Okay.
Loosely connected, but it's still it hits home because of this.
Sure. Okay.
This is Norm MacDonald, and you're listening to the hang on, I got it here. It says the Jock and Nerd Podcast, known for their series of gay erotica found on Amazon. No, that's not them. Oh, well, I fucked that up, I guess.
I mean, there's nobody else but Norm MacDonald can deliver that joke. His delivery, his timing. That's exactly. There's 26 seconds of comedic gold. And I'm sure the listener knows they passed away last week at 61 from a private 9-year battle, I think, with cancer, which is crazy that he was battling it. Nobody knew. 9-year private battle. And it just made me sad. His timing, his comedic brilliance up there with like Steve Martin, one of the best guys to host Weekend Update. Ruggs, you're a big Norm MacDonald fan. I've always loved him. And for him.
Yeah, I liked him.
For our listener, Seth Morgan bought that cameo for us. And if you don't know the joke, listener, if you search Amazon for Jock and Nerd, there is a series of gay erotic fiction on Amazon. Came out exact same time we started the show. No connection. Just a weird coincidence.
Debatable.
Just a weird coincidence. I don't know how that happened. I did not set that up, but that's why it's so funny, and he delivers it perfectly. Ruggs, what are your thoughts on Norm?
Well, Jesus, I don't even know what to say now. I had something to say, then you started talking.
That's
how that usually goes.
That's what happens.
That's basically the show. Welcome to episode 400.
400 people.
Well, yeah, I think Norm MacDonald's very talented. He got canceled very late in his career. He tried to start up a new show, and he came to Roseanne Barr's defense because they were friends.
Oh, right.
And then that's it. That was it. Like,
he got fired from SNL.
He got he got fired from SNL from talking about OJ.
That's right. Oh my God. Just look up the OJ jokes. He, for a whole year, had incredible OJ jokes in 1996.
Some guy that, I guess knew, the guys at SNL got mad because he was friends with OJ. So he put pressure on him to get rid of Norm MacDonald.
But then a year later, they asked him to host the show. And that monologue is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Then he just tells them, they fired me because I wasn't funny, But then they hired me, so I guess I got a lot funnier.
I guess I got funnier in the last year. Which I don't know how it's possible.
And then he said the show sucks now.
Yes,
he said the show sucks.
And that's why they
on the
him.
monologue.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's got balls.
Norm, unapologetic and fucking savage. Just savage anywhere. The clips with him on Conan, his like internet show. Anthony, what is your are a fan of Norm Macdonald?
To be honest, I haven't really seen a ton of Norm Macdonald. I've seen him sometimes on like random specials, or I recognize the voice. If he walked in, I would recognize him, but I can't really confidently comment on his passing and what he means to the industry.
Billy Madison.
I'm going to let me just say a couple things. So number one, he was Weekend Update news anchor. All right.
Yeah.
So Scott Weinstein is one of our friends.
Had him on the show. He
works on Update. So there's a tangential link there. There is the fact that Norm Macdonald was the one that brought Artie Lang to the Howard Stern show.
Oh, yeah.
And jump-started his career, and then we got Artie Lang as a radio personality. So he knew funny. All right. So he kind of he had like one of the most coveted jobs, which was the SNL anchor. He fucking hooked up Howard Stern with a very funny sidekick that he had for years. And the third best thing that he's ever done is that I think he was on Conan, and there was a girl, Courtney Thorne-Smith.
Courtney Thorne-Smith when Melrose Place was on and popular.
Yes. She was like this big star, big, beautiful girl. And she was in this movie with Carrot Top.
Oh, yes. Chairman of the board. The worst movie
Norm
ever.
Macdonald hates Carrot Top so much that he just started pissing on the movie while she was there trying to sell it.
Promote the movie.
He's just like, you're in a movie with Carrot Top? It's like, it's a piece of shit. Like, why are you? She's like, I'm trying to promote this movie. You're ruining my life right now.
Oh,
he's like, it's
so
going to
good.
be dog shit. Like, he just didn't care.
No, he never gave a fuck, which is the best thing about Norm Macdonald.
Yeah. So, hey, man, hats off to you, Norm.
I mean, Burt Reynolds on Celebrity Jeopardy, where he's like, I'm Turd Ferguson. That's not my name. He goes, Turd Ferguson. Yeah, what do you want? Just chewing gum. It's so good. Just and just the fact that we have this cameo, and I could put it at the beginning of the show, like it just means a lot more. That little 26-second video.
If he wasn't canceled for defending one of his friends, he probably wouldn't need to do the cameo.
I know.
That's how it all worked out.
He ended up doing cameos.
Yeah.
But man, you'd never would have told that he was battling cancer. He seemed, I mean, he was doing, there's a stand-up clip of him like at the beginning of the pandemic in a little stage in New York, and he's doing fucking coronavirus jokes, and it's hilarious.
Anthony, do you know, this you might respect this. Do you know who Elle Macpherson is?
Oh, they are.
Elle Macpherson, Sports Illustrated model.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
she was called The Body. All right. She was like the cover girl for
smoking.
Yes. Norm Macdonald hooked up with her in her prime. So there's another.
What?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Talk about a roster. That's a good one.
Wow.
So that's a high five right there.
Good for him.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah. Exactamundo. So that's just another one of his accomplishments.
Norm Macdonald, legend, dude, is the greatest. We lost a comedic, brilliant man. So I had to pay my respects on the show since I play his clip, and I'm going to keep playing it. All right, let's take a break here, play some promos, and we're going to come back and talk about what if Killmonger had saved Tony Stark right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Was A Quiet Place inspired by Signs, It Comes at Night, and War for the Planet of the Apes? Was Ready Player One influenced by Avatar, Wreck-It Ralph, and The Last Starfighter? Is The Hurricane Heist more influenced by Sharknado or Geostorm? These are the kinds of questions my guest co-hosts and I discuss on my podcast, Piecing It Together. Every week, we look at a new movie and try to figure out what other movies inspired it. Whether it's the story, the character development, tone, or even use of music. Every movie was influenced by something that came before it, and we want to figure out what. Check out Piecing It Together on your favorite podcast app, or check us out on piecingpod.com. You can also follow us on social media at piecingpod. Piecing It Together is a part of the All Points West podcast network.
What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Throwback Thursday from the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, along with my co-host Bill. Every Thursday, we bring you classic hip-hop.
Classic. Straight classic.
You know, all the good stuff, the stuff that you forgot about, the golden age, pre-golden age, back to the original era.
For all the pioneers, I'm going way back, way back, way back.
Each week we bring you hip-hop headlines, so we let you know what's going on with your favorite artists from back in the day. We bring you Wu News. We dedicate an entire segment just to the Wu-Tang Clan every week.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
We bring you 2 records. One is a one and done. One is a record of the week. We give you an artist of the month. We give you all the classics.
Classic. Straight classic.
Come and check us out. Every week we're on iTunes, Stitcher, and at MrThrowbackThursday.com. And if you remember nothing else, always remember, new school stale, old school fresh.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show and you've been with us every week for the past 400 episodes, you need to
Jesus
join.
Christ, why?
I don't know, but if you're doing that, you want to join our fan club, visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon, where you can give back for the barely entertainment bullshit we've been pumping out for fucking 6 years. Anyways, everybody, you sign up for as little as $3 a month of support. You get access to a bonus podcast feed where the shows come out early, instant reactions. There's bonus content, little movie reviews, lots of stuff to dig into there. I got to say huge shout out to our buddy Jason Dutch over at the Dig on America podcast, previously known as Voice from the Underground podcast. And I don't know, Dig on America podcast. He just today, before we started recording, bumped up his pledge to the $5 a month tier.
Oh, shit.
Thank you. That means he can join us on our monthly Patreon-only Discord hangouts. That's right. You sign up for $5 a month or more, you get access to our Discord server where we're doing monthly hangouts the 4th Thursday of every month. In fact, September's is, if you're listening to the show the day it posts, it is tomorrow. It is Thursday, September 23rd. This week, 8 p.m. Central Time on the Discord server. We'll be hanging out there. Anthony will not be hanging out there.
No, I forgot and booked something.
Okay. Ruggs, are you feeling up for it then?
I'll be here.
All right. Me and Ruggs will be
He
here.
sounds so enthusiastic.
I know he does. Could you? It's fine.
I'll do it. God damn it. I brought it up. I'll do it here.
Yes, this was your idea to begin with.
I said I did it.
Listen, this was your fucking idea, Ruck Boy. You're the one.
I know. I'm doing it.
Anyways,
I didn't say I wasn't going to be there.
It'll be fun. We've had a good time. It's the last Thursday of every month. So if you missed this one, we'll have another one in October. No worries.
I'm going to get drunk with my fans.
That's the best thing. Get drunk, get high, hang out, talk about movies and geek shit. It's a good time. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of other tiers with fun rewards. Sign up, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. We'd appreciate it. Let's get to this week's review.
I want everyone to come to the thing.
Okay, I thought you should elaborate the end of the sentence in the weird place.
To the, what is it?
Come to the Discord.
The Discord. Yeah, come to that.
So, we're going to have fun. Hope to see you there.
To it.
Yeah. There you go. We have to be specific.
We're in it.
Yes.
I don't know.
You can come on in if you want. Do whatever you want. This week's review of What If on Disney Plus, we are up to episode 6. This one titled, What If Killmonger Rescued Tony Stark? Here's your spoiler alerts.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This one plays around in the first Iron Man movie and a little bit of Black Panther and a little bit of Age of Ultron, and you have all of the supporting voice casts from the movie. The majority of people are here. Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, Jon Favreau, Happy Hogan, Chadwick Boseman. This is the last time he gets one line in this one, by the way. There's not much, but this may be the last time we hear Chadwick as T'Challa.
I think it is.
Angela Bassett come returning as the Queen Ramonda, Denai Guerrera as Okoye, Andy Serkis as Ulysses Claw, Don Cheadle retconned into Terrence Howard's body as Rhodey because it would have been Terrence Howard, but it's just like they did with the first Hulk movie. They put Ruffalo in there. They put Cheadle in this. Paul Bettany's Jarvis, you hear him in the background. Then you have John Connie as T'Chaka's father. And not joining the game is, of course, Robert Downey Jr., Mick Wingert as Tony Stark. Does a good Tony Stark. And Kif Vanden Heuvel as Obadiah Stane. Was played by, what's his name? Is that Jeff Bridges? Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. And Beth Hoyt as Pepper Potts. So Gwyneth Paltrow. There that wasn't
Gwyneth Paltrow?
No, you could tell, too. It didn't sound like
Yeah, you could tell.
It didn't sound like She didn't want anything to do with it. Also, different person voicing a younger Shuri was Yoma Akagaha voicing Shuri, and Michael Patrick McGill
So
voicing
this all happened earlier.
This would have happened like in 2008. In the first Iron Man movie. Anthony, give us the quick plot synopsis of this What If.
These What Ifs the plot synopsises are kind of easy and also kind of hard, as evidenced by last week, because I forget after having watched it. But the title gives it away, right?
Yep.
So this one, the moment that changes everything is Tony Stark, as in the first Iron Man's, in Afghanistan, touring around with the troops. His convoy gets ambushed by the Ten Rings, but he gets saved. Killmonger saves him. By saving him, Killmonger ingratiates himself with Tony, and they become business partners. Obadiah Stane never gets a chance to double-cross Tony. Killmonger's in charge of, weapons, and, without giving, I don't want to jump in and tell everything that happened, but there's a lot. Obviously, Killmonger had other intentions,
Yes, he did.
and this is Killmonger's way of getting at the world rather than in Black Panther, where he infiltrated Wakanda and took over as king. So
Ruggs, let's start with you. Give us some overall thoughts on this one, and we will dive in and kind of break down some of the moments, because some crazy shit does happen.
Overall, I liked it. I just didn't like how it ended on this weird cliffhanger again.
Yeah.
I feel like they should just fucking finish the story.
A lot of these shows don't have endings. A lot of these episodes don't have
do a
endings.
to be continued episode and epilogue it. I just don't like that it ends in this open-ended shit. But other than that, I enjoyed it. The biggest criticism I have is I hate Tony Stark's character design. It looks like dog shit.
He looks a little weird.
Yeah. Some of these are better than others. For some reason, I forgot his name now. Fucking the bad guy in this.
Michael B. Jordan,
Killmonger. Man, why can't I remember? It's too late. It's too late at night. It's Killmonger. I'm too tired. Killmonger. He looks amazing.
Yeah.
He looks great, but Tony Stark looks like dog shit. I'm like, why can't they get it right? So, some of the faces don't look good in this show.
It looks like they spent more time on Michael B. Jordan's face than on Robert Downey.
Everybody from Wakanda looked amazing.
Yeah.
Even the Claw looked pretty good. His character design looked good, but Tony Stark looks terrible. And so it kept bugging me the whole show. But anyway, with that said, I feel like it's very interesting how he manipulates Tony and, his eyes on the prize. He wants to get into Wakanda. He wants to kind of subvert and use Wakanda as his weapon against the world. And he's doing this by manipulating Tony into a war. And that's all great. The thing that stuck out was, does he make robots in the other universes?
Drones and Eric Killmonger.
Yeah, he's smart. Is he doing Iron Man shit? Is he making Gundams?
I don't know. They're making Gundams now.
He's MIT. We went to MIT. I guess
he's smart. He's smart. Top of his class at MIT.
Isn't that Tony, the top of class?
I thought they both were. I don't know. Maybe it was Tony. Anthony, what did you think about seeing Killmonger used again, which I thought was one of the best things about this episode? Is we always talk about how they kill off their best fucking villains, Marvel, but here is a great chance to use Killmonger. Yeah,
that's a good point. That we get to see Killmonger back, and he is one of the more interesting characters in the entire MCU. His motivation, so you had to know the entire time. At least I knew. I was kind of hoping that he might just be on the straight and narrow, but you knew that the entire time he had some sort of plan underway to do something, right? He obviously he has a grudge against the way his people have been treated by the world. And it was kind of fun to see him manipulating the chess pieces to go against each other. I think these last two episodes, the way it's ended, I think they're going to resolve that stuff. I think in the last episode, because it would be kind of odd to end these last two on cliffhangers like
this
that.
One was a big cliffhanger too, so I'm like, what the fuck? Some of these episodes don't have fucking endings. They're 2 acts of a thing, and then they just leave you hanging.
But how is are they going to do it as an anthology ending? Because they're all different stories.
My hunch is a lot of these hanging threads maybe wrap up when they do the Guardians of the Multiverse thing.
Right. where they're jumping around.
Yeah, and you kind of see
stopping things.
Yeah, you see the ends of these different episodes and what happens, and then they collect the team. We'll get to that because they put out a promo video that kind of hinted at things. But just like you said, the whole beginning of Iron Man, beautifully recreated. You know, they're taking the pictures. It's great, and it's such a simple change. Killmonger, who in this is a decorated Navy SEAL who's in Afghanistan, saves him, sending Tony into a huge different trajectory. Some of the big changes being Tony doesn't stop making weapons and never becomes Iron Man, who would eventually stop Thanos. So you're like, in this universe, that Thanos shit happens. They got nothing. They got no Avengers. They got no Tony Stark to figure it out. So I thought that was crazy how everything changes dramatically. And then I did love this. Killmonger, right in the beginning at the press conference, just fucking blows open Obadiah Stane's spot, gets him out of the way right away. Done. Like, that first movie should have been like 20 minutes instead of, stretching it out. So I thought that was good. That was good writing. And then we get into the part where, they're building Gundams powered by vibranium, and Eric has his father's ring and he melts it down. And then another interesting thing where Tony's there for a second, he's thinking about a power source. And he's like, what if I shrink down an arc reactor? He's like, it's a dumb idea. And he just fucking blows it off.
Well, it seemed like he was always going to invent weapons that were either drones or, man powered. But it looks like, because he doesn't get captured, he doesn't need to.
Doesn't get injured.
He doesn't need to build something to save his life, thus getting into the Iron Man suit. So in this scenario, he just builds drones.
Yeah, he never gets to that realization that, like, I built, because
the best is a man in the suit.
Yes, and that he doesn't need to build weapons, because his reasoning in this is like, I saw my weapons used to harm innocent soldiers, and then his logical conclusion is, I got to make bigger and better weapons instead of the other way around, right. Which is fucking crazy. So they retcon Don Cheadle, Rhodey. He's there. Everybody's suspicious. I did love the scene where they go to Claw to get the vibranium, and the double crosses start to show up as Killmonger gets the vibranium, and he kills fucking T'Challa and Rhodey right there.
I found it kind of curious that he was able to just kill T'Challa.
With the sonic repulsor thing. That was wild.
I was like, I saw them like collapse, and I was just like, oh, he knocked him out. And then I was like, oh, he's dead.
I didn't think it killed him either.
Dead?
And I love Killmonger's like, sorry, cuz. Just the great Killmonger lines. And then I kind of love some of the dialogue where the deaths are brutal, because Rhodey's not dead, and he's like, Eric, why? And Killmonger's like, why wear the uniforms of your oppressors? Why die for them? And Rhodey's like, you got to be a part of the system to fight the system. And he's like, nah, I'm just going to burn it down. And he fucking stabs him. I was like, that's fucking cold. That's awesome.
They do give him good lines.
They gave him some great lines.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. And then he frames Rhodey for killing T'Challa, causing a huge international incident. The U.S. is now going to be at war with fucking Wakanda. Brilliant move on his part. It
also pits Tony against Wakanda now.
Yes. So speaking of Tony obviously busts Killmonger on killing Rhodey and T'Challa. He has the video, and he sets one of his drones on Killmonger, and I love that he's like, I got a freestyle because he knows my moves, uses the Wakandan spear, takes down the drone, and fucking kills Tony Stark. And then some more great lines.
Well, that spear now frames the Wakandans.
Oh, yes, that the Wakandans killed fucking Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's so good. And Tony's like, look, we're both orphan kids. We're fighting the same battles. And Killmonger, Eric's like, we're not fighting the same battles. And he's like, the difference between you and me is the fact that you can't see the difference between you and me. I was like, fuck, that's so good. And also, have you noticed, Tony Stark has died like 3 fucking times on this show already.
You just kill Iron Man.
They like killing him right off the bat.
Tony over.
They're like, we don't have Robert Downey Jr., so we might as well kill this guy
you,
right
Downey,
off the bat.
We're going to kill you in every episode. Oh, and then, Claw gets Killmonger to Wakanda, and then he pulls the same thing he pulled in the movie. He kills Claw and brings him as an offering to King T'Chaka, just like in Black Panther. And since T'Challa is dead, he thinks he's going to be the next Black Panther. And then this battle scene is amazing because the U.S. has sent these Gundam drones to Wakanda under the bubble. And he figures out if he can trap them in the bubble and you open it, let them in, close the bubble, their transmitter is done because he's helped build them, and it's true, and they didn't believe him, and he stops the drones, but then he's like, oh, I'm going farther, and he activates all the drones, in essence, launching them at war that he set so he can join them and look good. And I gotta tell you, watching Killmonger on a fucking rhino with armor mowing down droids was fucking amazing. That was badass. That whole scene was kind of emotional, and they're all like, they're saying the Wakandan chant. They're like, Wakanda forever for T'Challa. What'd you guys think of that scene? I thought that shit was dope.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like when he would make a move and like what move he was making. Like I didn't know if he was going to jump on the American side and help mow down the Wakandans.
Yeah, what side he wants to be on. Yeah.
Right, but he kind of, like as you mentioned, he framed it in a way to make himself look like a hero, even more so already to the Wakandans.
I mean, his and that fucking, even the Queen gets into it. There's this one move where she throws the spear through 2 droids and it sticks there, and then she flips and jumps on the droids and then just rips the spear straight up, and she's like, for T'Challa, and there's a tear. I was like, oh fuck, that's good.
Yeah, she's been drinking that purple stuff.
Holy shit, that's badass. So this is what I didn't understand a little bit about Killmonger. At this point, doesn't have any powers, right?
No, not yet. He's just a really well-trained assassin.
So then I have a little nitpick going back to the very beginning, where he just picks up the bomb and hurls it into the air. Can you do that if you don't have powers? That thing
wouldn't be far enough either.
It would have landed right. That thing is fucking heavy. How is he launching that into the air? I thought that was weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Bruggs, did you notice all like the anime references? He goes, first of all, he says, I like anime. There's the Gundam, but then his suit in the beginning is like a Dragon Ball Z costume.
Yeah, it looks like Vegeta.
Vegeta's suit. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a nice little nod. So anyways, his plan, it's the whole time manipulating everybody to get in this war, make himself a hero, and become Black Panther works. He takes the fucking herb and becomes the next Black Panther, and he's wearing the dope gold Black Panther suit you see in Black Panther. And then he goes to visit the ancestral plane and gets a nice little warning from T'Challa, who's there, about power and how unearned power is going to get the best of you. As we see the U.S. getting ready to attack Wakanda, and then the final bit is a younger Shuri going to see Pepper Potts, who she was suspicious of Killmonger the whole time. She shows him the video. She has proof that Killmonger killed Tony, and it's up to Pepper and Shuri to stop Killmonger and to go and tell the government. Like, those people they're at the gate, right? Aren't they? The drones at the end, they're like going to.
Oh, there's a lot more, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more heading, and then it just ends, and you're like, what? What the fuck?
Yeah, it does just end.
What the fuck happened? Why don't these shows have an ending?
Well, the last two haven't. The last one, how did that end again?
The zombies one was a cliffhanger. Remember, Thanos was a zombie, and he was waiting for them at Wakanda, and they're bringing the Mind Stone to them.
Yes.
And I was like, what happens now? Same thing here. You're like, what the fuck? Killmonger is fucking Black Panther, and there's gonna be a huge war.
Yeah, and we don't know, or we got to find out how they, at least if they stop him, right? If Shuri and Pepper Potts coming together what can they do to stop him, or what will they invent? Do you think they'll invent an Iron Man suit, or?
I like that.
They got nothing.
Yeah, you're gonna get some Iron Man shit.
Get some
Iron
Heart,
Iron Lady,
Iron Heart. Or no, what is her? What is it when Pepper Potts
was
Iron Maiden? I don't know.
No, Iron Maiden was somebody else. She had the blue suit. I can't remember what the fuck it was called.
Rescue.
Iron Rescue?
No. She just becomes Rescue.
Yeah, it was the Rescue armor.
Yeah, that's her. That's a terrible name, but it's
and
Rescue.
You still got but you never have. They have to. So maybe this leads to them building this. Right, you said a suit because nobody built this.
Shuri would be the next one of the smartest people in the universe as well.
That would make sense. They would then create the suit with maybe an arc reactor that they figured out finally because nobody made the suit. Somebody else made this interesting observation, and I'm just stealing it, is that in this episode, Killmonger is Emperor Palpatine. If you think about it, they both create artificial armies to play two sides against each other, fighting for one while secretly arming the other, all with the ultimate intention of seizing power when the dust settles. They made him fucking Palpatine. I'm not mad at it. I like it in this context.
Right. But he didn't train a Jedi.
He didn't train any Jedi. No clones, but there's droids. So I don't know. All in all, it was fun. And again, my favorite thing was getting to see more of Killmonger because I hate it when they kill all the best fucking villains.
Where would you have this one ranked?
Oh, so jeez. Still at the top is the Doctor Strange. The Black Panther Star-Lord one is hella fun. Zombies was fun. And then maybe this one.
Okay.
I think the writing on this is actually very good.
The writing on this is better. I might like this one better than Zombies. And then the bottom is the Hank Pym one in the first episode. That was just kind of too predictable.
Yeah. The problem, as you guys mentioned, is it's if we need to see what the ending is. If it's just like that, that's a half-baked
This better be leading to some
episode.
crazy shit in this last episode with the Guardians of the Multiverse.
So we got, this is episode 6. We have 9 total?
I think there's 9. So next week, 7, finally, we're going to get the Party Thor episode, which is, I believe, what if Thor was not worthy but could still lift the Mjolnir or something. Mjolnir. Brown. But did you see this promo they put out? They're calling it an episode 7 promo, but it's kind of like a mid-season, like setting up the second half, right?
Oh, let me change. Let me see.
Play it. You see the return of some interesting characters. At the end, they're listing off a bunch of characters. Are these the Guardians of the Multiverse? Here's who they list off in order. Steve Rogers, skinny Steve Rogers, right? So it's going to be him in the suit. Loki. Okay, we know Loki's been around. Hulk. I had a question whether Hulk survived that battle with zombie Wanda in the zombie episode. Apparently he did. He's still around. Captain Marvel, who we saw briefly at the end of one of the episodes. Gamora. Killmonger. Winter Soldier. Again, another guy thrown into the distance. We didn't see him actually die. Vision. This one confused me. Vision.
What?
He pulled his fucking Mind Stone out of his head. I guess they can make another one. I don't know. Put it back in. I don't know how Vision's back.
Yeah, you know what? And then the 2 Doctor Strange. I don't think that meant that those were the Guardians.
Oh, and then they say Black Widow, which is another person we saw disappear. We didn't see them get killed explicitly. And then both Doctor Stranges, which is fucking dope. I love the evil Doctor Strange. You notice they do like that spin Avengers shot from the first movie?
Yeah.
Then it flickers to the Guardians.
Guardian. Well, in that one, you see Captain America, but you see, Captain Carter. So
yes, Captain Carter.
So that already tells me that those names are not the...
Yeah, why did they list these people? Because I thought the Guardians of the Multiverse were going to be a slightly different group. It's very...
Yeah, it was a weird
confusing
choice of people.
Yeah, I don't know why they pointed it out.
If they aren't destined for something.
But you do see a little bit of the Thor episode with the Grandmaster and Korg. And
yeah, I think either he's Doctor Strange is with him in that, or there's another episode where they're together.
And which Doctor Strange? Yeah, you see, they're together. That might be.
There was another kind of cliffhanger ending. I forgot in the second episode where Peter Quill, Ego just visits Peter Quill.
Yes, they show Ego real quick. Yes.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, son," or whatever.
So we need to see
he says.
what happens to Ego when he has Peter without the Guardians and he becomes totally evil.
I don't think they're going to resolve that.
I think we may see Ego again because he's a big force and he's celestial. He definitely can fuck up the multiverse, I feel. Anyways, interesting. We have a few more episodes left.
I think 3 more, right?
I think 3 more.
3 more.
This better end satisfactorily, Disney. Or I'm going to be shaking my fist at you.
I'd be curious to see how many people are watching What If.
I don't think a lot of people are.
Do it right.
The hardcores are, but...
yeah, we are.
Yeah. I think this one probably didn't have...
All the podcasters watch.
But I don't think this has as wide appeal as the TV shows have had.
No.
And I think the numbers seem to be going up in the premieres, so more people started watching each show, but then it's going to dip on this one. Hawkeye might bring them back. I'm excited for the Hawkeye. Ruggs, what'd you think of that trailer? We talked about it last week, but you weren't here.
It looked fun.
Right? Looks fun. That's what we said. It's just fun. That's all Ruggs has.
I wasn't blown away by it. It looked okay. It was just like, I don't know, the music made it seem like it was going to be a comedy. I'm like, I hope it's not a comedy. I mean, I'm sure it has light moments, but I feel like it should be like an espionage.
Action comedy feel. I'm thinking it's going to be an action comedy.
I wish he would have just kept it as... He looked fun.
It was fun.
And then I was like, oh, all right.
Moving on.
All right. Because you asked him something earlier. I forgot earlier in the show.
And he was like...
You asked him his thoughts on something. He was like, Okay.
Listen, we're dealing with a slightly exhausted Ruggs. It's okay. Exhausted. It's okay. Ruggs. Exhausted. All right, Ruggs, get those fucking ass cheeks ready. Let's do some news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that was one of those preemptive flushes.
It's
too early. Yeah, you got to do it.
Where you're still pushing, but you're like, you know what? I got to get this. I gotta get this down the toilet.
Can I get a courtesy flush over here?
Yeah.
I need to catch my breath.
That sounded like Gamera's roar a little bit. Squeaky Gamera roar. A little part.
Oh my god!
All right, I got one.
Did you watch all the Gameras? You watched
did.
them all.
We can discuss that. And what are we watching? I watched the trilogy of the '90s. I fucking loved it. It's fantastic. It's so good.
That's great.
Solid trilogy. I'm glad I watched it. But news from the nation. I got one thing from listener David Zika regarding What If. He says, listening to this week's episode, and it occurred to me that the What If episode I want is what if Thanos had snapped away the other half of the population? You could do an epic story, but have to use entirely different set of characters, except maybe Ant-Man. This is an interesting idea.
I do like that idea.
Right?
If they could have, you'd book it as maybe them winning, but you would.
But they would still lose the other half.
Well, no, I'm saying like you would try to come up with a different way for them to figure it out how to win.
It'd be great if like Thanos snapped his fingers and all of the important Avengers
all
died.
the smart people are gone, and then you just left with idiots.
And then they just go, you know what? Fuck it. Just go home. Like, we can't do anything.
It's up to Peter Quill and fucking Rocket, and they're like,
lost.
We're like, you know what? We're just going to go to a different planet. Fuck this place.
Yeah, half of us are left. Let's see what we can do with this shit.
Yeah, and I remember we talked about that, I think when the movie came out, we were like, what if it was the other way? Like, they snapped the OG characters and not the new ones. Because then it would have been, then going in, you'd be like, oh, like fucking T'Challa and Spider-Man are coming back. But if they had snapped Iron Man and Steve Rogers, you'd be like, what the fuck? Maybe they're not coming back. Maybe this is how they killed them.
Interesting.
Good idea, Disney. Make it happen. We got an interesting out of Ruggs, so that's good. He's still alive. All right, let's fucking finish up, you fucks, with some What Are We Watching? Anthony.
I would try and respond, but I don't have the energy to do it.
Okay, we squeezed the last few bits of energy out of Rug Boy on.
We sprinkled a little Valium in his beer today.
Nothing like episode 400 to have an excited Rug Boy with us. Oh, yeah, that much.
Welcome to 400.
Fuck that show.
It's a celebration.
Fucking fantastic.
Are you watching anything? Any polyglots?
I was still watching a lot of Shoma. That's a polyglot. There was a good YouTube video made by Nando versus Movies about why Wen Wu is the best Marvel villain.
Oh,
that
that's
they've
interesting.
done.
Yeah. Cool.
What else have I watched? I watch a ton of YouTube.
Better than Killmonger? I don't know.
Perhaps.
I'll have to watch.
You'd have to watch the video.
I did see that title. I didn't watch it though, but yeah.
That's about it. I haven't really caught a movie or anything. I'm not that guy anymore. I've reverted back. I've de-evolved. I've gone back to who I'm back to, from like a normal Homo sapien to back to being a Neanderthal.
Well, the next movie that we're going to be watching is Venom, so that's going to be really highbrow.
We're all headed in that direction.
Yes, highbrow.
Yeah, that'll put me back to like Cro-Magnon status or whatever.
I'll take you right back to Jock
like
status.
To the ape when the apes first started walking upright.
Yes, you know that drawing of the evolution of man. Yeah, it's going to take you down about 6 fucking stages. The Venom sequel. That's gonna be
by the end of this, I'll be like Rug Boy with just one word answers.
It's fine.
Eat, hunt.
It's very brown.
I am Groot.
Or you're like the fucking King Shark in that movie. Cat.
Yeah.
And
well, I had a good run in the beginning of the show. I actually made it some kind of a point.
We've pushed. You're running on E.
You had a good run for a couple of years. It's you can't sustain.
Not everyone can bring their A game.
Listen, I've aged out of this. Right, I'm too old and I don't care anymore.
We've moved on to the TikTok generation. Trying to get them to listen. Ruggs, what have you been watching? You been watching anything fun?
I watched Why the Last Man.
You did? So did I. How many episodes did you watch?
I watched all 3.
All 3, I think 4. It comes out every Monday, so a 4th is out right now. What did you think of this?
Oh, really?
Yes. First of all, did you read the books?
Yeah, I read the books.
Okay, so what do you think?
I don't remember them, but I
Okay.
read them. Yeah.
What do you think of the show so far?
I'm waiting for the girls with only one tit to show up.
Oh, that's a thing? Oh.
Yeah, there's a whole.
Is that like a defect, like a mutation?
No, it's okay. So in the actual books, like they cut to this. You have characters that haven't been introduced yet in the show.
Okay.
And it unfolds differently. But basically, there's the main antagonist is the Amazons, which are this militant group of women that hate men.
Oh, shit.
And want to keep women from trying to figure out how to get men back. And they cut off one of their tits as a show of like solidarity. Cause like that's like the ancient Amazons used to cut off their tits so they could be good at archery and stuff. So, cause the tits were getting in the way.
Breast side. You cut off the one breast side. Sure.
That's right.
Sure.
So it's like not what they do. And so so they're like a big presence.
That's hardcore
in the comics. And Yorick is less of a fucking loser in the comics. He's more of like a smart ass and willing to fucking, fucking throw down and shit and get into trouble.
I've heard the comics are a little more fun. This show is very dark and bleak. I'm digging it. I like it so far. It's very interesting. It's a fascinating premise.
Like Yorick basically goes and he walks around in that gas mask for a while in the comics, and then he sees a hot chick and then immediately takes it off. He's obsessed with finding his girlfriend in the comics.
Yeah, in this too. He's always he's like,
so
what's her name? Becky?
That carries over.
Yeah.
And Agent 355 is the same character.
Oh, Agent 355 is very interesting. Anthony, you might like this. We talked about the premise, right? Everybody with a Y chromosome suddenly dies all at once, except this one dude, Yorick, and his capuchin monkey buddy, Ampersand, who is also male. And everyone is like, how the fuck is this guy? And they have to kind of keep him a secret because the people are storming the gates of the Capitol and the White House. And the lady who just became Speaker of the House, the whole presidential line is just decimated. So she was Speaker of the House. Now she's president.
Very Battlestar Galactica.
Very Battlestar Galactica. Very kind of Walking Dead. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
And it is just a fascinating premise, and I can't wait to see where they take it. It's slow,
but it's a slow burn. It's done very well. There's top-notch actors in it. The acting is good.
Yeah.
I'm watching it because I liked Why the Last Man when I read it, all like in the early 2000s.
Brian K. Vaughan writes good shit too, man.
And I remember it being very, very cool, and it's interesting how they handled because like I remember when reading Why the Last Man, they were when Yorick exposes himself to the Amazons.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not a man. You're like one of the cross-dressers, and just the word cross-dresser.
Oh.
And in this show, they actually have trans men, like or women that have converted to being men through testosterone, and that they exist there, and they did not die out. Those are men that still exist.
This is what I think is going to be the most interesting, because you're right. He didn't have a chance to address this in the book that was written like 15 years ago. But now they are going to deal with trans people and non-binary people. So you would have like you said, a trans man
community left over.
Would still be alive, and the trans women would all died out.
That's right.
So this is going to be I can't wait to see how he deals with this and how that works in. Like, I find the premise just utterly fucking fascinating.
There's some fascinating shit going on there, and it adds another dimension to it. But, I feel like the comic book gets to it a lot quicker and it's a lot more.
It's a little decompressed here.
Yeah. So I feel like I hate when they have to make it. I mean, I know that they're trying to set up the whole scene of what's going on,
chaos and everything. Yeah, everything goes to shit instantly.
Yeah. I feel like I was watching Sweet Tooth again.
Oh, it's a little bit reminded me of Sweet Tooth.
It reminded me of Sweet Tooth. It reminded me of Walking Dead.
Yeah,
it reminded me of all these post-apocalyptic things.
Yep. It is another one of those shows.
But I'm going to watch it. I enjoyed it. I watched all 3 episodes back to back.
Yeah, it's a good watch.
It's only 3 episodes?
Yeah, well, they come out once a week. So the fourth one just dropped today. It comes out on Monday. So it's probably going to be about 10 episodes. I gotta
watch the new He-Man that just came out.
Oh yeah, I have not. I did not.
I saw someone wrote on our,
I think it was
page
Daryl.
Daryl. He's like, I watch it so you guys won't have to.
I'm gonna watch it so I could. I'm gonna have to. That'll charge me up for a rant next week.
You know what? I might have to check in.
Watch it.
I might have to check in one episode just to see.
We need some gasoline in that tank for next week. So
we need
watch
something. Listen, 400 was a bust. 401 is the one that's going to be great, listener. Just wait.
We busted too early. I think we peaked at like episode 7.
Probably.
and now we're at 400.
We peaked when your buddy came to review Age of Ultron with us, Rex.
Yeah, that's when we peaked. Yeah, now we've just been.
So 10.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry the show sucks. I'll stay home next time. I won't come to the show anymore.
Not funny.
How do you feel? Good.
It's
you
fine.
Want to do the show? Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay,
look, I got one more thing. Speaking of performances, another show that came back on Hulu, Wu-Tang and American Saga Season 2. This is the story of the Wu-Tang Clan.
It's for the kids.
It's for Wu-Tang. It's for the kids.
It's for the children. Yeah.
Great actors, great performances, great characters. I'm digging. Second season's really good. Again, my only nitpick with this is like why it's very decompressed. Like we're in the beginning of the second season. They're still not the fucking Wu-Tang Clan yet. There's a lot to fucking set up. And there's a whole journey. So they're just starting to write the fucking one big Wu-Tang hit. And Method Man just like figured out what his name is. So there's a lot of characters, but it's the fucking drama is very good. The performances are good. I just wish there was more fucking music in the show, but it's not that kind of show, I guess. It's not so much rapping.
Yeah.
But it's good. It really follows RZA. Bobby is like the main guy. And because he had a whole career as Prince Rakim with a label before Wu-Tang. And, it soured him on things. And then he was like, wait, I just do it myself. Fuck, why do I need to, listen to tell them to tell me what to wear and shit? So it's starting to get to that. And a couple other things had to happen for them to, but it's good. It's good. I like it. And let's stick to Hulu. There's a third show that's delightful. How
many shows do you watch?
Somebody may like. I watch as many as I can shove in. Hulu, though, there's been a lot of great shows on Hulu. This one is called Only Murders in the Building. It's a half-hour comedy.
Oh, yeah. I've been meaning to check that out.
Starring, check out this cast, Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez.
What?
And it's about, they all live in this fancy building called the Arconia, and they're all fans of true crime podcasts. So they spoof Serial a little bit. They even use like the music a little bit, and Tina Fey plays like the Sarah Koenig part. When there's a murder in their building, and the three of them all kind of meet, and they decide to make a podcast about the murder in the building. And the title is kind of funny because Martin Short goes, oh, there's this other guy that died down the street. We can start a podcast about him. And Steve Martin's like, no, only murders in the building. And so that's what the title is. But let me tell you, I love Steve Martin, love Martin Short. Their chemistry with Selena Gomez is amazing. She's great in this. And it's just a delightful, really quirky, funny show. They all have interesting backstories that are slowly revealed.
So it's good. You like it?
It is good. It's very charming. And it comes out every Friday, I think. I'm going to watch this. There's a bunch of episodes out, but it's short, so they're half hour.
I saw you watch What We Do in the Shadows. You got to watch that show.
Okay, so that's something I need to catch up on. I need to watch the movies first, and then I need to watch the show.
I guarantee you'll be addicted to it.
I heard the show is amazing, and it's hilarious.
But, the last few episodes of that have been hilarious.
Yeah, new season of that came out.
Yeah. You got to check that out.
I know. That's one thing that's on my list. I got to get into the fucking, what's his name's, Taika Waititi's What We Do in the Shadows. Because I heard it's great.
There's a character in it called the Energy Vampire. That's what I feel like has hit me.
Ruggs got hit by the Energy Vampire.
Yeah. It's just like he just kills your spirit.
You know what? I still have the receipt for this variant rugs, Anthony. I can. I might have to exchange them. They have a 30-day refund policy.
We should get another variant in here.
I think we just got a bad one.
What you should go to the universe where Rug Boy, it still does drugs.
Okay, we're gonna pull. I think that's variant 7395. I ordered 7396. That was the problem. I was close.
Yeah, you ordered the wrong one.
It's all right, listener.
You got the floppy one.
We got the floppy John.
Floppy John.
Don't worry, listener. We will sort this out with shipping, our shipping department by next week. And by this,
I gotta go back in the box now.
You put you back in the box. You won't. You won't remember anything, Ruggs. It'll be like nothing happened. So
yeah,
don't worry.
This will only like a second will have passed from what you remember today and tomorrow.
What if I come back with tits? Was that going to make the show better?
I wouldn't be mad.
Geek boner.
Well, seeing as I don't see you when we record these, I don't know if it make any difference.
Oh, I think you can hear the tits.
You think so?
You can hear the. You can definitely hear the tits.
How big are your tits?
Yeah. You'll be
I
hearing
think
some
we've had
tits
females
next
on the show before.
You can't hear my man boobs right now? I mean, there's evidence right there. Listen to my voice, and you could literally hear my man boobs.
I hear your.
Shake them for me, Imran.
I hear your taint fat hitting the inside of your inner thigh.
Taint fat. No, listen, I've been exercising. I got my taint fat down to like a slim 3 ounces. That's where I measure there first. That's how I know. I can see my penis again when I look down. That's the most amazing.
I'm just picturing Imran putting his taint fat in calipers, like so you can measure how many he has.
It's measured in micrometers. I'm down to 7 micrometers on the taint fat. I just like applying the tool there to measure. It tickles. Anyways, Ruggs, where can the listener find you? The fuck am
Sleeping.
I talking?
Episode 400.
A solid Rug Boy line finally.
Usually,
usually
for like the 300s, the 350s, we do something special.
Oh, fuck it.
We had nothing.
We got
the only thing special we brought is an alternate version of Rug Boy.
Yeah, it's the wrong version. I'm gonna return them.
More funny. Oh, fuck you both. Fuck you both.
No, where can they really find you to tell you to wake up?
You can find me on Twitter at Really Rug Boy. So come by and say, what's up?
All right, look, we're going to wrap this up so Ruggs can get his beauty sleep. Visit the website, show notes, jockandnerd.com/400 for all the links to whatever. Stay subscribed. Share this show. That's the most important thing. Share 400 with a friend so we can put everybody else to sleep while they're listening. Share this with a person who is struggling with insomnia. I think it can help.
Narcolepsy.
Share this with all the narcolepsy groups on Facebook, and we'll appreciate it. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the Nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
This is going great. Why are you putting people through this? Get your hand off my penis! Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
Jock and Nerd.
All right, I get it.